to another episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast.
We'd like to thank Advantage Anywhere for sponsoring this episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast. At Advantage Anywhere, we understand senior living communities. Our customizable CRM and automation system is designed to help you convert more leads into move-ins faster, easier, and with less manual effort. With personalized follow-up automations, your team can focus on what matters most, spending time with prospects to get more move-ins. Visit www.advantageanywhere.com to see how we can help you get more move-ins with less stress.
I'm Julie Podewitz, CEO and founder, and today I welcome Wallie Garrett to the show. Wallie, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great, Wallie. Looks like you're in San Francisco, but I'm thinking you're not.
A dream.
All right. All right. Well, I think you're in sunny Florida though, so
I am.
that's
I
that's
am.
uh that's a dream too. So, Wally, tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are and what you do.
So my name is Wally. Everyone calls me that. And so I'm a sales consultant for Two Sisters Made to Clean. And basically, I answer all the incoming sales calls as well as the emails. And I work with the client from the beginning to the end of building a quote to clean their home.
Okay, so this is a sales and marketing podcast, and it primarily focuses on in senior living or multifamily growing occupancy, people who sell to families, sell the lifestyle or to move in to a community. So
Right.
those of you who are listening, you might wonder, why is Wally on this podcast? I mean, you're in sales, right? And she sells
Yes.
cleaning services, right? And the reason I invited you on is, first of all, you're delightful, and we've enjoyed working together with you. But the fundamentals of great salesmanship, really don't change from
Mhm.
service to service. And so
No.
some of the things that you've said to me over the course of us working together has really resonated with me. And I thought, oh, I'd love you to share what maybe some of your takeaways from, like, for example, discovery, some of your takeaways and how you've implemented that into your business in booking, scheduling, cleaning service.
Right. So with that being said, at the beginning when we first talked, I remember telling you that I didn't think I would be good in sales at all. I mean, this was something totally off the cuff for me. My mom did sales. She loved it. She's like, "Oh, Wally, I think you'd be great at it." And I'm like, I'm one of those people, once you tell me no, I'm done. I will not ask you another time. However, I grew to love it because I love meeting people. I love customer service. And so I thought, okay, if I can just speak to people as if they would either want to be listened to or just in a conversation, not so much of being a pushy salesperson, then maybe I would like this. And once I started, absolutely love it. And so it is some people say it may be an art. I think it is an art, but I think it is something that has to be somewhat intuitive. I think it's something you can be trained with, but I think honestly, it has to be something that is natural in a way because you have to naturally speak to people and not just, I'm reading the script. Oh, you said something off the script. What do I do now? Hold on. It has to flow. So I think that's very important. Sales is not just about getting that final number of, oh, I got a sale. It's about how do you relate to the person as you're going along in the conversation. Um, and then what do you do when you get to that end and it's not a sale? So, working with you has been great because I'm finding out what do I do next? How do I handle this? And so once you figure all of that out, you have to make a choice. I think you have to make a choice of, do I want to sell and move on, or do I want a relationship with this person and we can actually move in this journey together? And the end may be a sale, but at the same time, this person knows that someone that they totally do not know, have never met in person, cares enough to have a relationship with them.
So you work primarily virtually, right? You're on the phone a lot.
Yes.
Okay. And people come to you with a need, right? They
Yes.
need or want, but they need to have their homes cleaned, right?
Mm.
So it makes perfect sense that someone has their house is dirty and they're calling a cleaning service and then they would book. But that doesn't always happen, does it?
No, not at
Okay.
all.
Same with senior living. It's like, well, it makes perfect sense. Why doesn't why doesn't everybody move in, right? So talk to me about what you do or how you differentiate the experience for your customer. Because if my house is dirty and I'm calling one cleaning service, I mean, I don't know anything about cleaning service other than my house is dirty or it's clean. And if they're
Mhm.
nice and they do a thorough job, but I mean, what's the difference between one and the other? So if I call you versus calling someone else.
Well, first, I'm going to listen. So, a lot of people are so focused on the end. Again, the end is great if you get a sale. However, if that person cannot remember anything about you, the sale means nothing. I think it's very important that you sell yourself, and not sell yourself as in, again, the end, but sell yourself as in, how can I put myself in this person's shoes? And so a lot of people will say, first of all, I'm so glad you called me so quickly, because we have a goal of within 15 minutes. But if I'm busy, within 30 minutes, I'm trying to call, unless it's an overnight lead that came in. To them, that's very important. And two, it was a call and not a text. You know,
Ah, okay. So
so a lot of people say that. Mhm.
personal response.
Yes, very important. Very important. If you don't have that personal response, then they have no one to connect to. You may get a message from me that says, "Hi, I tried to give you a call." But a lot of people at the end of that message, I have at the end, tell me a good time to give you a call. And they'll say, "Hey, I was on a business call. Can you call me at 11? Could you, I'm in Florida, Two Sisters is in Tennessee. Even if it's after my hours, I get off at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock my time, and they say, call me at 5. You know what I do? I make a note and I call them at 6 my time, 5 o'clock. It's important. They may not know duly that I'm in Florida, but they know that I remembered to call them at 5. And that is very important.
So your speed to lead, in essence, your response time, so responding quickly, and
Mhm.
a differentiator is that you're responding personally. You're making a phone call. You do have the SMS text option, or that I
Yes.
think that automatically goes out, right? But you
Yes.
are coupling that with the phone call, right? And
Hmm.
you're finding that that is resonating with your customers.
Absolutely. Yep. And they will
Okay.
tell me, hey, I called someone and I called them 4 times and never got back to me, one time. And so I keep that in mind to be more mindful to make sure I am calling, the speed to the lead of that I am calling on a regular basis at a good time each time.
So how do you open a conversation for somebody that you connect with that wants to get more information or wants pricing?
So I usually ask something along the lines of, hey, thanks for calling. So tell me, what was it that said, you know what, we need a deep clean for this house? If it's someone that sounds very busy, I'll say, look, it sounds like you need our help. So tell me, what is going to make your day less busy for us to check off this thing for you on your list? and they'll say, oh gosh, if I can get you to clean, then maybe I can have a nap. I've had a nurse tell me, oh my gosh, I work overnight. So if I can come in and know you're coming in the morning to clean, then I can sleep and get up and go to my next shift knowing the house is clean. Moms with kids at home, oh my gosh, I have a toddler, they have toys everywhere, so then they open up about what they need, and then I can build off of that need. Again, personalizing this cleaning. There's no cookie cutter cleaning. There's a cookie cutter way that I quote, I open up, I get information, but you can't just say, well, you got a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, bam, 1,500 square feet is going to be this. No, you need to ask questions. They may have pets, and pets may shed, may not shed, so I tried to get all that information. I even try to get the pet's name and put it on the note for the text. So when they walk in, they could say, hey, Fido. And then the pet's like, oh, wait a minute, they know my name. They've never been here. And then, the clients get tickled to death because they're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Y'all love pets and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, we're coming into your space as well as the pet space. We want everyone to be at ease when we come to the house. And that right there, you love the fur babies, you are in like Flynn.
I love it because, again, from the outside looking in for a business that I don't know anything about other than a house is clean or a space is clean or it's not. And it would be like you said, X number of square feet in this location, 2 dogs, etc. No smoking, whatever. It's
Mhm.
XYZ. It's $100. It's $120. It's, that, and you just compare pricing and you go with the cheapest one.
Right.
What you do, it sounds to me like something that is so critically important and what we coach and train, and is that personalization. So you ask,
Yes.
not only tell me about how many square feet, the facts, but you're getting into the emotion. What is, tell me what it was that had you call me today? Or, and
Mhm.
then you even go in deeper to say, what will this mean to you? And you gave us examples like, well, you had a nurse that works 24-hour shifts. You had, who said, oh my gosh, when I walk into a clean house, I can take a nap. And
Mhm.
that resonates so much on the value. So it costs money, okay, and it certainly dings the budget, no doubt.
Mhm.
So, but what
Absolutely.
is the added value? And if I could take a nap, what is that dollar value? And the fact also that your technicians come in knowing not only my name, but my dog's name. I mean, those things are huge. And I smile because
Yeah.
it's, again, these fundamentals of sales and great salesmanship, relationship building translate to everything. And
Right.
you bring this to life as a virtual salesperson that schedules cleaning, which is,
Yes.
it can sound pretty cut and dry, and you're bringing a personalization to it
Yes.
that, so can you, but you haven't always done this, this in to the depth that you do it now. How
Right.
have you seen this affect your business?
So I think a lot of times now people say, oh, I got you off of Google. You're the first one that popped up. And I think that's important because then that means people are putting out reviews. And I mean, what is it? Everyone always looks on reviews. I mean, I do for some of everything. And when I see like 4s and 5s, of course, I'm like, hey, and then when I start seeing 3s and 2s, I'm like, hmm, and so I think it's important that, we make it personal. So then when they see it on Google, that's who I need to book with, look at that. And even if there are bad reviews, like I tell everyone, I wish I could say we were perfect, have no bad reviews, but that would just be dishonest. But even if they see bad reviews, at least they can look and see the overall 4.5, 5 stars. That means, hey, this company takes quality into consideration. And then after talking with her, oh, okay, so they're personable. I even tell people, like, if you have a wedding anniversary or a baby or a death in the family and the text no, we even have a channel just for that. Send a card. And then, that's important because someone may be struggling with doing an estate for a loved one and they have to get all this clean. It's like, okay, I have to do all this and still grieve my loved one. How can you make this easier for that person? You can, one, listen, let them just vent and just have a load taken off of them, then book them, go clean, and then do a check after and say, hey, how's everything going? How are you doing? Not just asking about the cleaning, but remembering what they went through when it first started. It has to become a full circle with everyone on the team. And this is important because being the front runner, I have to make sure I notate. And so we always tell everyone, make sure you read so you have an idea when you pick up that phone to check on them, the full story from the beginning until now.
So you have a CRM that you use, and then the customer experience, customer service that's calling afterward, like you said,
Hmm.
can read the notes and then
Right.
can tie in some of those personal pieces
Yes.
that you're adding. And it becomes, like you
Yes.
said, it becomes so much more than how did your cleaning go, which
Hmm.
is important. I will add
Absolutely.
too that statistically, for Google reviews, the goal really is like a 4.7, 4.6, 4.7, because when customers see an absolute perfect 5.0 for more than a handful of reviews, it can be suspicious because like you said, nobody is perfect. So when
Right.
you're reading, it's great to see the 5 stars, but when you see the 4 stars, the occasional 3 star, and the business has responded, we
Right.
could all relate to that. Or sometimes you get the 1 star. When I see a 1 star amidst a lot of positives, I think, oh, that could be maybe that person, or it was a one-off kind of thing. And I think we all,
Right.
yeah, we all understand that. So are your reviews, you have great reviews, and you're seeing that really is making a difference. What about people continuing with your service? Have you seen a lift there with, like you said, coming full circle, that they
Hmm.
then say, hey, we'd like you to do it again?
Right. So we have recurring clients. We have almost 600 clients in total right now. And always we're building for more. We are seeing an uptick of recurring clients. But what's interesting, we're also seeing an uptick of clients doing more one-offs. So let's say someone doesn't want to do recurring, they know, okay, we have certain packages that they can do. And so they'll call us every few months. And that's great too, because sometimes, again, building that relationship, they will say, what, I just want you to come every 2 weeks now. Just, this is it. And of course that puts a big smile on my face because it's like, okay, yes, finally they're really part of the family now. But at the beginning I try to not only quote for a one-off, but also for recurring. And sometimes they're like, hey, well, think about it. Again, my goal is not to just say, well, they didn't book. Oh, well, not going to worry about them anymore. Just delete them out of my mind. My goal is to form a relationship with them because I love it. And because I love it, I just hope one day they will book recurring. But if they don't, you know what I love? I have notes that will alert me. And I say, hey, how are y'all doing today? I just want to check on y'all. And sometimes just you doing that, they may be having a bad day and they have someone to speak to. And that again, they will keep you as one offs better than not at all and going to a competitor. So you have to think of the full, just the blown package here of what are we getting? I mean, is it the goal really just to do sales? If you're thinking is that, to me, you're not going to be successful. But if your goal is to have a relationship with people from the time that you meet them until forever on, I feel like that is the goal here. Because again, whether they book after that first clean or not, but just to know that Wally remembered to ask them how they're doing, that right there will mean so much to them. And maybe down the road, they may refer someone or call on you again. So you kind of have to think of sales as a relationship building system instead of a I need to make money on this system, because then you're going to have other people that's going to book, but you have this one person that knows that Wally will always check on them, and they look forward to that. Just out of the blue, they know Wally's going to check on them. I did that to a client today. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? They're like, oh my gosh, we just got everything moved in. Can I get with you Friday? Hey, you don't have to rush. Just get in the house, get comfortable, you know, holler at me when you're ready. I just want to check on y'all because I know y'all had a lot going on. And that meant a lot to them, whether they book today, Friday, or 10 years from now. They know Wally checked on them and she remembers that they're going through a lot. So if you keep that in mind for sales, I think you will then have more sales. Just my
Mhm.
opinion.
I was going to say it's like when you take sales off your mind, you're going to get a greater result at the end. You know
Hmm.
that, and it sounds also that Wally, you're in it for the long game. You're in it for the
Yes.
long haul. You're not in it for the short wins. You will get the short wins, and you do, but you
Hmm.
know that with your relationship focus, and it's backed up with a lot of calls. I know you're on the phone all day long, not sitting around waiting for things to happen. But when you,
Right.
with that mindset and your passion for what you do comes through, and you, you know your spirit comes through too, and I love listening to you, and you bring such life and love to what you do, and I'm sure you touch a lot of people in so many ways. uh
Oh, thank you.
Say just by, just checking in, but it's not just anything. It's by remembering and thinking about people. And that's what they, yes, the having a clean house is wonderful. And we, well, obviously you want to do a great job and the technicians and everything are personable. That is, that's the standard, right? But then the
Right.
icing on the cake and why you're going to have customers that will stay with you long term is how they feel, is how they
Right.
feel and how they're treated. So,
Yes.
wow. So Wally Garrett, what are you looking forward to for 2025? You have professional goals?
Well, just, it's almost like the personal is my professional goal. So just to make sure that when I touch bases with someone, that I remember to think of them and to form a relationship, and to remember they're not a dollar sign. They are a person that is looking for services, but also a person that may be looking for, I would say, like a phone friend. So just to know that they can reach out to someone, that someone listens. And so if I'm doing that, I hope that I'm able to talk to 100% of the leads, if nothing else. Obviously, I would love to book 100% of the leads. I mean, who wouldn't? But I think more important, I would like for them to know that Wally cares and that I know I can call upon her and she will call and check. And so maybe with all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and book with them because of her. And so then I just want everyone to know that my goal at the end is not to just, yeah, I just want your money and that's it. My goal at the end is, have I formed a relationship with you, and are we someone that you can trust? And then also, would you like to book? That's really the last thing, because if you can't trust me, if you don't feel comfortable, then you're not going to book. And so I would rather you feel comfortable first and trust us and then book, or just feel comfortable and trust me and let me just call you. I would like to do
Mhm.
that with 100% of the leads every day, all day throughout the year. And then to see at the end of the year, did I really book 100% or did I really touch 100% of people? And did I do both? I mean, I just think that as a company, I think we, need to lean more towards humanity. And yes, we need to watch the bottom line and such, but to think about humanity first, because I think at the end of the day, it'll all sell itself and end up as a goal. And I think everyone will be happy at the end.
Well, with your focus on relationships, you're going to see you'll see your metrics definitely improving your results too. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and sharing your passion for what you do with all of us here at Grow Your Occupancy on the Grow Your Occupancy podcast. Thank you all for listening till the end. Share, like, subscribe, and please in the comments let us know what topics that you'd like to hear into 2025. Happy holidays. Have a wonderful new year. Thank you so much.
We'd like to thank Advantage Anywhere for sponsoring this episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast. At Advantage Anywhere, we understand senior living communities. Our customizable CRM and automation system is designed to help you convert more leads into move-ins faster, easier, and with less manual effort. With personalized follow-up automations, your team can focus on what matters most, spending time with prospects to get more move-ins. Visit www.advantageanywhere.com to see how we can help you get more move-ins with less stress.